This is the AI News Flash for May 6th, 12 p.m. UTC.
First up, NVIDIA and optical fiber giant Corning announced a long-term strategic partnership to strengthen U.S. manufacturing for AI infrastructure. Corning's plants in Hickory, North Carolina and Durham, Texas, will be retooled as primary supply hubs for optical fiber components feeding NVIDIA's AI data center ecosystem. Surging generative AI workloads have pushed GPU to GPU bandwidth requirements past the physical limits of copper wiring, making silicon photonics and optical interconnects essential, and this deal locks down a critical part of that supply chain inside the United States. Against the backdrop of $725 billion in 2026 hyperscaler capex and Trump-era tariff policy pushing manufacturing reshoring, the partnership signals that AI supply chain restructuring is no longer just about chips. It now extends to optical components. Next, AMD and OpenAI jointly announced their push for a new industry standard called MRC for scaling AI networking, while NVIDIA simultaneously released MRC support in its Spectrum-X Ethernet fabric. MRC is an open Ethernet standard optimized for gigascale AI factories with hundreds of thousands to over 1 million GPUs, and NVIDIA is positioning Spectrum-X as the de facto industry standard for AI-native Ethernet fabrics. It is unusual to see the AMD-OpenAI camp and the NVIDIA camp align on a single standard, signaling a shift away from proprietary protocols toward open networking and elevating AI networking to a strategic battleground right behind chips themselves. Combined with Marvell and Broadcom custom AI accelerators and Corning's onshore optical manufacturing push, 3 layers, AI silicon, optical interconnect, and Ethernet fabric are being reshaped at the same time, with direct implications for enterprise and sovereign AI procurement. Third, Scale AI CEO Jason Droege told Axios that the next axis of competition in generative AI is not raw model performance but reliability, marking a notable shift in industry positioning. Droege argued that frontier model benchmark scores are saturating, while the real bottleneck for enterprise deployment remains hallucinations, governance gaps, and unpredictable failures in production. With Gartner reporting that 95% of enterprise AI pilots never reach production and McKinsey's internal chatbot suffering a serious security incident, the reliability crisis is now visible, and Scale AI is repositioning around data quality, evaluation, and red teaming. After Meta's majority stake at a roughly $14 billion valuation and founder Alexander Wang's move to Meta, Droege's framing redefined Scale AI's business model from frontier model competition to a reliability infrastructure provider. Finally, State Senator Rodriguez, sponsor of Colorado's 2024 landmark AI anti-discrimination law, has publicly admitted that massive amounts of lobbying money gutted the law before it could take effect. The Colorado AI Act was the first comprehensive U.S. state-level regulation banning algorithmic discrimination in high-risk domains like employment, housing, healthcare, and credit, with mandatory impact assessments and user notifications, but its scope was sharply rolled back under heavy industry pressure. Rodriguez told Colorado Newsline that money flowing in from tech companies made enforcement effectively impossible, an unusually candid admission that highlights the difficulty of enforcing state AI rules, especially as the Trump administration pushes to preempt state AI laws at the federal level. With OpenAI and Andreessen Horowitz backing the Leading the Future super PAC with $125 million for the 2026 midterms and Anthropic forming a counterPAC, the political battle over state-level AI rules will only intensify, exposing how lobbying dollars, more than legislative intent, now shape AI rules in the United States. That's all for this AI News Flash.